Oh, this webcam quality. You gotta love it. Go ahead and type a welcome message here. I don't even know who's going to show up. I just announced it like 15 minutes ago. Man, this webcam is grainy. I'm glad I don't vlog with the webcam camera. That would be terrible. We'll see if anybody joins. I'm checking out all my settings here while I wait. And if you do jump on, welcome to my first ever live stream. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm kind of winging it here. I wanted to try it out today. I figured I would do it. And if you are on, feel free to comment where you're from or where you are. And let me know if you can't hear me or something like that. Hey, Mary Martin. Cold Vermont. Looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to it too. I don't even know. I don't know where this is gonna go. I'm just kind of winging it. This is like an experiment, and to put a face to a name. Well, you guys see my face on the videos, but like kind of be more of like a conversation here. What's up, David? Yeah, I just posted it. I just posted the notification like 15 minutes ago, and I was hoping that I was going to be able to get it together before the start time. It's good to see some people are jumping on now. That's awesome. You guys are my first two, Mary and David. I'll always remember that now. Where are you from, David? New Jersey. Wow. So I got a couple Marine buddies from New Jersey. One was, oh man, I can remember. One was, I think Elizabeth maybe, and Red Banks, Red Bank. I hope I'm not getting those names wrong. That rings a bell for some reason. So now I know you guys can hear me. That's good. Yeah, Mary, I've always wanted to go to Vermont. I still want to. I bet it's from what I've seen on, in pictures and TV and stuff. I always want to go and visit and see all the. You guys have a lot of like covered, what do you call them? Covered bridges or whatever over there. I'd love to do a vlog series on those for sure. Yeah, if you're jumping on, I see we have a couple more signing on here. Feel free to say where you're from if you want to, or what you're up to today, whatever you want. My first live stream ever in my living room. I don't know where I'm going to do these in the future. I want to have like a setup, like some of the more professional guys do, and have like a better quality, setup and all that. And maybe in my study, I have a study room here in my apartment that I might do. I'm looking at it right now, and there's way more natural light in there too. I'm in my living room right now. I'm sipping my coffee here that I just made. Got a new mug. I try to show off a different mug in the videos where I'm drinking coffee. Usually I have my Yeti cup on the go, like on my regular vlogs. And then some places you can't get in. You can't bring drinks into. So, you guys ever had community coffee before? Oh, thanks, David. Yeah, I try to do that too. You know, like one of my first, what was it? The one of my first couple, I only did like three, but plantation vlogs. I kind of caught some. I don't think it was. I don't think they directed it towards me personally, but I guess I say I caught some flack about not mentioning certain things, like with the slaves and stuff like that, and I felt bad about that because it's like, you know, and I guess I'm guilty. I didn't really think about it too much, but I was more like, I'm just trying to do a vlog and look at this beautiful place, you know, and so I try to be sensitive to um, subjects that, you know, the subject of the place I'm doing or the topic or whatever. So I appreciate that. It's I never want to come off as insensitive for anything. And it just so happens, like I said before, Louisiana has so much stuff to vlog. I definitely plan on growing and expanding outside the state, but you know, it's I just started making money on YouTube. I think I made like $4 or $5 so far. So I'm like an eighth of a tank of gas so far on here. But it's exciting. But it's exciting. But yeah, it's Louisiana has so much. I always say this to my friends. I can imagine if I started a channel like this in like I don't know, like middle of Montana or something. You know, there's not a whole lot to. I mean, there's awesome things up there, but there's not a whole lot to see up there. Like down here, Louisiana's crowded, especially South Louisiana, is crowded with things to do and see. So I'm lucky with that. I could vlog South Louisiana for years if I wanted to and never have to leave the state. Yeah, thanks, Mary. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Age, condition, etc. You have to walk all over. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I know some of those like what 200 years old or something. I wouldn't want to just drive across them. I would. To me, it would be like in the movie. What do you call that movie? Clint Eastwood, Bridges of Madison County, right? Is that the one where he just like I would want to go and like approach him and vlog him. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. My first approach wouldn't be to just drive across them, and it'd be too quick. You know, if I drove across and be like, okay, it took me 10 seconds to drive across it. I'd rather just walk it and walk around and stuff and really appreciate them, especially during the right season. Like, I mean, you'd have somebody like you would have to tell me the best time of year to go. I would assume like the fall, maybe, to be more picturesque. I don't know. Oh, by the way, David, yeah, talking about surrounding states, I'll be, I got that photo booth business I do on the side, and I have on the weekend of March 11th. Yeah, so 11th is a Saturday, so I'll probably go up Friday and come back Sunday. But I'll be in Mobile and also a town called Toxie, Alabama, which is a suburb of a suburb. We're doing a prom there, so I'm planning on. I'd like to do. Last time I was in Mobile, but if you watched the Fear and Loathing series I did, it was just me BSing around. I didn't really. I had three events that weekend, so I didn't really have time to plan out a vlog. I didn't know how my timing would go and how much time I'd have, so I didn't want to plan it and then disappoint myself and not be able to do it because that would have bugged me. But I'll be hoping. I'm planning on being that's I only have two events that weekend, and they're both in the same night. They're both on Saturday night. So if I'd like to get there Friday, and maybe find a place to vlog around the Mobile area. So if there's anything you guys like to see, if you know of in that area that you'd like to see, feel free to let me know. I always like suggestions, like I said. So anyway, so I do Alabama. I go to Alabama fairly frequently now with my photo booth business, and so there's a lot of things in Alabama that I'd like to see, that I'd like to vlog for sure. So what are you guys doing on the weekends up there in Jersey and in Vermont? What's going on? Anything Anything like down here with the Mardi Gras and festivals and stuff like that, or any seasonal things? Like I said, I don't really have anything that I plan to talk about on this blog. I just wanted to go live and see what it was like. My grainy webcam quality looks like I'm on an old analog system. It's like I'm going back in time looking at this quality here. It's fun though. What was I going to say just now? But yes, definitely exciting. Times going on with the hey, yeah, 20s. Wow, 20 degrees in Jersey. Jig. It's right now. Let me see what it is right now. Well, I just checked it earlier. I think it's 70. It's been like this all week. It's been muggy though. Very muggy here. Where's my weather channel at? It's 79, partly I can't even talk. 82 degrees. It just updated. Partly cloudy. Feels like 84. Dense fog advisory. So it's just muggy and dense. But it's pleasant though. I mean, shorts and t-shirt weather here. I got family in North Carolina, and they said it's been kind of similar to this. A little bit cooler, obviously, but similar weather. Rainy, and like this whole Mardi Gras week, it was just cloudy and kind of depressing. Like Seattle weather, I guess. Oh, what I was saying just now, like, yeah, it's definitely exciting times for the channel. You know, just hit 1,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, and now I'm a YouTube partner and stuff. It's exciting. And now, to me, I didn't expect it to happen that fast. So it's like, okay, now I gotta almost like I gotta make it count now. Gotta make it work and make it count. Or not work, but make it, make it worth the viewers' time. I always try to do things that I think people would really enjoy. And as always, if anybody has any suggestions, always open to those. My plan is to continue to grow the channel, make it better and better. Invest, the money that I do earn on YouTube, or if anything at all, invest back into the channel and improve the quality and video quality, sound quality, everything. Just make it as good as I can, and so people don't feel like they're wasting their time watching it. Oh yeah, shooting, yeah. That's not uncommon in Mardi Gras, Dave. That's I mean, especially in New Orleans. Assuming that's probably where you heard. It's probably where the news came from, but who knows? I mean, there's so many Mardi Gras around the state. Of course, New Orleans, Lafayette, where I am, has one of the bigger, better parade systems, associations, whatever you call it. I don't know too much about Baton Rouge. I don't think Baton Rouge does a big above and beyond Mardi Gras too much. You never really hear about it. Maybe they do, but I don't think they do. So yeah, New Orleans, Lafayette for sure. And there's surrounding, New Iberia. These are like surrounding cities around Lafayette. All the Acadian area, South Central Louisiana, Cajun area, all that, even the Creole in New Orleans. So basically, South Louisiana is chock full of New Orleans Mardi Gras cities. So I don't know which one that could have been in, but it's not uncommon, unfortunately. Events it's like any other state. When you have the state fairs and the carnivals, it kind of brings out the, kind of the riffraff show up, come out of the woodworks, and start causing trouble. You just can't win. Sometimes you'll have certain cities around Lafayette, kind of suburb cities, and really nice ones, clean cut, all of them, get-togethers, and for the most part, it's just good, clean-cut people there. And you're always going to have the riffraff. It's the South, you know. But you're in Jersey. I know you know what it's like. It's the same out there. There's crazy areas. But it's unfortunate. I mean, especially New Orleans. I'd rather. I mean, I did it in my younger days, my partying days, and my my parading days and all that. When I used to go out and really do Mardi Gras hardcore, we'd go to New Orleans and do it for the day. And it's, I mean, New Orleans is New Orleans. It's one of the top cities in crime every year, unfortunately. I think that and Philadelphia or Washington, D.C., I think Philly's up there too. It's just a shame. And these days, New Orleans, I keep getting words Mardi Gras and New Orleans mixed up. New Orleans is very, it's a very tough place to be these days. When I book events there for my photo booth, it's I'm always, I look ahead of time to see where I have to go. And some of these places are pretty dangerous, unfortunately. What kind of coffee you drink up there, Dave? Community is the Louisiana brand, or one of the Louisiana brands. We have a few of them that are just outstanding. Uh, Really good stuff. I'm pretty hard nosed on community. That's my go to. When I was in the Marine Corps, I drank a lot of Folgers because I didn't have access to community, and it's pretty comparable to Folgers in my book. Man, I wish my lighting was better. Might need to use my LED lights from my photo booth equipment to start live streaming with. Get better lighting on me. And I know it's just a few of you guys. Welcome aboard. If you're just getting on, feel free to let me know where you're from and all that, or what you're up to today. Anything you'd like to see me do on the channel? Anything you'd like to see more of or less of? You convince me if you want to see less of my face and more vlogging. I won't get offended. But I am loving doing this, by the way. I just started doing this in August. I've been wanting to do it for about a year or two now. I'd say about 2 years now. Because when I started it, it was about a year and a half worth of planning and having it in my head to do it. And so once I started doing it, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the ins and outs would be like. The day-to-day, the editing, I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. Like literally the day I did my first vlog, I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to vlog. The first one I did was the movie theater, the Dollar Cinema movie theater, or Dollar Cinema, or the Center Cinema, whatever it was called back in the 60s. And I did the whole walkthrough, the whole vlog. I did a run through, did like a practice run, got the feel of it. And then I did my first, I was like, all right, here goes. Here's my first official one. So I turned the camera on, which is my phone. I was using a selfie stick at the time that I got at a conference for my full-time job, like a water conference, stormwater or solid waste, with something like that, something for work. It was a conference I went to, and I got a free selfie stick. And I was like, I'm going to use that, like all rudimentary tools. And so I did my whole first run through, and then I went home to edit it. And I was like, oh crap. And I realized that I was in portrait, like I was holding the phone, right? Like, I mean, you have to vlog in landscape, like regular. And I did the whole thing in portrait. I was like, oh crap. And so I had to go, it's like typical rookie mistakes. I had to go home go back out there the next day. This is after work. Luckily it's the summertime. So I had daylight after work still for a few hours, and I had to do the whole thing over again. So anyway, I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to film. I didn't know how to do any of it. I barely knew how to make a thumbnail or any of that stuff. And so I had to learn a lot of it overnight, but I loved it. And to this day, 6 months later, I'm just in love with it. I love doing this. It's everything that I thought it would be. It's everything that I enjoy it more than I thought I would. And just sorry, I'm messing with my shoes here. The thought of doing, traveling further out and doing things in other states, places that I've seen, especially being in the military. I traveled so much. I've seen so many things. So now I want to go back and do a lot of those things that I saw and experienced, and show those on my channel. And like I said, I just want to improve it. I want to get better and better. Yeah, Folgers dark roast or French roast. I'm sure I've had the French roast before, but and it's like the community has that too. The French, the French vanilla, the regular French roast. But yeah, Folgers. I've always found community to be comparable to Folgers. If you like to try new things, I'd suggest ordering some. This right here is the Coffee and Chicory, which is basically Community Coffee's version of Cafe Du Monde's. If you ever been to New Orleans, I've been to Cafe Du Monde, where the beignets are and stuff. They use like a coffee, like a New Orleans. Chicory is kind of like a New Orleans thing, kind of a Creole thing. But Community makes their own version of it, and I love it. I discovered it, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, and I just love it. And I use heavy whipping cream from my creamer, which a friend of mine turned me on to, and now I can never go back to regular half and half or even milk. But it's a really good coffee. But yeah, dark roast, I was going to say a while ago, dark roast is typically my go-to with anything. If I go to a restaurant or coffee shop or something, I order a dark roast. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I try to do what's in my heart. A lot of people, it's hard. Man, one thing I learned is a lot of people like to give advice. Now it's different. Like I always ask you guys, like, hey, give me suggestions, ideas to vlog. But a lot of my friends and family, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. I love my friends and family. I keep good people in my life and around me, and so I'm not saying it to make it sound mean. But a lot of people they kind of try to pigeonhole you, try to put you in a corner in a way, and not in a mean way, but kind of they try to put you like, oh, you should do this and do this. So you need to do more in this and this. And it's easy to kind of be like, oh, you're right. Like I need to do more of this. So I have to really continually tell myself, like, this is for me. Like, this is my artistic outlet. This channel it's for me to have an outlet to be able to, for once, like, I like to treat the channel. I like to treat this as a business in a way that I can grow it, because if I don't treat it like a business, I can't grow it. But at the same time, I don't want to treat it like a business in a sense that it's like I just need to do what works, or that video didn't do too well, so I don't want to do any more of those. Like I want to do it to where, and I always do. It's like whatever I want to do, it's in my heart, but in my mind, like I want to do this place, even if it's something that nobody wants to see. Like it's an artistic outlet for me. It's a way for me to, just whether I didn't make a cent on this, and I said this from the beginning, I was like, I don't care if I don't make any money off of this ever. If I never reach 1,000 subscribers, if I never get the required numbers and all that you have to have, like watch time hours and all that to get monetized, it's never been about that. That's always just been a bonus. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Like for me, it's just, and I don't tell those people, like, some people, like I said, some people try to kind of nudge you and they'll be like, oh, you need to do more of this and this and this. And I'm like, I smile and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because they're trying to help. But in my heart, in my mind, it's just, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm grateful for the followers, especially with that. Like, I reached 1,000 subscribers in like less than 6 months. I always thought it'd take like a year and a half. If I would even get to that point, I figured it'd take triple that amount of time, because I'm not doing content to please everybody, and then not to sound that way, but it's like, this is just my artistic outlet. And for me, if anything, I could go back in 10 years and just watch all the videos I made and just be proud of it. So I'm very grateful, very truly grateful that I have so many people that are liking it and following it and have such nice things to say. Most people have nothing but nice things to say about the videos. And there's always those knuckleheads that'll, like with the plantations and the slavery stuff, and they're trying to stir up stuff. I just find that, I mean, it's free speech. I mean, be your own person and say what's on your mind. But it's like, don't. This isn't a place for that. Like I don't want my page, and my videos to be a place for negativity and people bringing up stuff that's just negative and hurtful. I respect it and understand it, and I appreciate that people are trying to bring certain things up. But at the same time, it's like I don't, just be nice here. Yeah, I am Christian. I am. Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. It is kind of like a ministry, and by no means I mean that in a way like I try to influence anybody. But I definitely, like I said, it's artistic outlet, and it's also an outlet just for me being me, and for people to see, like if they like my channel, that means assumingly they like me and they like the way I present it and they like the way I present myself and all that stuff. So I usually don't shy away from, like lately on my videos, when I close out the videos at the end, I just tell everybody like, hey, I love you guys. It's like some people like find it hard to say I love you, or stuff like that. So I've never been that. I always found it that that's what's on your mind and your heart, say it. And that means for all aspects. Yeah, I'm definitely a Christian, though. I'm not ashamed to say that. And if you're not a Christian and you follow my channel, then welcome. We could all be friends. I have friends. I actually, to be honest, I have some close friends of mine. Friends I've been very close to for years and years, who are they claim themselves as atheists. And the way I look at it is, everybody's got their own beliefs. I'm not here to judge. You know, um, basically, to me, it's just like if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. I'll be nice to you either way. But you know, um, I think people get too wrapped up in you're this or you're that. Even with politics, I've had conversations with people where they start getting into like, oh, who'd you vote for and all this stuff, or what are your beliefs? I'm like, I don't want to talk about that, because there's no way this is going to end in a friendly. Not that I'm going to get unfriendly with it, but usually when people ask questions like that, they tend to have an agenda. It's almost like there's no right answer to some of those questions. Hey, Bailey, welcome. Absolutely right. Yeah. I never understood it either about the negative comments. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like, it's either if you're spamming on purpose, if you're trying to just be a troll or something, I get it. People do that. It's whatever. But I mean, I'll never approach a vlog or a topic or a place where I'm trying to stir something up. It's coming from a place of beauty and from my heart, where it's like I can just, like the plantations, it's like, look at this beautiful place, regardless of the history. Like, it might be bad history, it might be mean people that owned this place back in the day. It's like whatever. But I mean, still, if you approach it like the way I do, it's just like, oh, look at the beauty of the place. Take the beauty out of it. Leave the negativity out. I mean, we could find negativity in anything if you wanted to. That'd be a whole different channel if I did that. But yeah, I agree. Just, some of those comments, and I'm not pointing people out. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not saying people are better than some other people. I'm not saying all that, but it's almost like, and I just smile and I put a heart on the comment and I just say, thanks for watching. But at the same time, it's like, what, I don't promote negativity here. I don't promote, one-sidedness, or this side's better than the other side. It's just peace and love, just like the Beatles. All you need is love and peace and being nice. And that's what I want my channel to be about. Hi, Newfoundland. I caught myself. I know I said it wrong the first time. Newfoundland. Thank you. Keep up the great work. Greetings from Connecticut. Awesome. Thank you so much. A lot Northeast. Kind of Northeast representing today. Vermont, Connecticut, Jersey. I guess the weather is probably fairly similar between Connecticut and Jersey today, huh? Maybe slightly different, but kind of cold. My mother was born in Connecticut. Fun fact. I always forget the name. I always forget if it's Kings. I don't think she was born in Hartford. It was Kings. It might not be. I don't know. I always forget. I should not. I'm great with birthdays and all that stuff, but I always forget the town or the city where my mother was born. But she was born in Connecticut. Grew up in California. I think she was 1 or 2 years old. They moved to like Indiana, and then like less than a year after that or something like that, they moved to California where they live the rest of her childhood life before she joined the Marine Corps and met my dad and moved to South Louisiana, where he's from. And thanks for saying you love the show, Newfoundland. I really appreciate that. 6 months. So today's February 25th. So 6 months and 10 days ago, I started this. I had no idea. You see, you hear people say that all the time. Like, I never knew it was gonna. Hold on a second, guys. Let me go. It's better. Give me 1 second. Be right back. All right. I turned my AC down. It's getting hot in here because it's getting warmer outside. So you guys are talking about it's in the 20s up in the Northeast, and we're in the 80s right here in South Louisiana. It's like July weather right now. It's muggy and cloudy, 80-something degrees, raining off and on. Been like that for a couple of weeks now. I said it right. Newfoundland, Canada. Dusting off snow and cold. You live in the Windsor Locks outside of Hartford? Okay, yeah. So, like I said, I got to find out. I'm sure I could ask my my aunts. I have one uncle on that side. My mom's, my mother's family. I could probably ask them what town or city she was born in and get it right. Not fill you guys in on the next one. So I actually want to go visit all that. I want to go to New York. I've never, all my military career, I've been all over the world. I've been all over the United States, but I've never been to New York or Connecticut. I've never been to the Northeast really at all. So I want to go visit all that stuff. And I will be doing meetups for sure. Like I'll be doing meetups in the future. Maybe as the channel grows, maybe as the subscribers grow a little bit more, so I can make it more worth, like going out there and make it worth everybody's sake, for everybody's sake, have bigger gatherings and make it worth making the trip and all that stuff, so you guys can meet each other and all that instead of just me showing up and like two people and you guys are like, oh, okay, well, that was fun. Go get a cup of coffee and say goodbye. But yeah. Windsor Locks. Just the word Windsor Locks. It sounds fancy and it sounds like it'd just be cold. It sounds like that would be a cold place. I don't know. It's the way it sounds. Windsor Locks, Canada. Hey, Bailey. Yeah, do you have any upcoming trips you're going to be? Yes. Well, I was saying earlier before you signed on, I'm going to be in Mobile. If you've probably seen, if you watch my vlogs, you've seen that I've gone to Alabama a couple times. And I was saying earlier that when I did the Fear and Loathing series, I was just tooling around because I had three photo booth events in one weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I didn't want to really plan a vlog because I didn't know how my time was going to unfold because I was doing all those events by myself. And I did that whole thing by myself. Like the whole trip was me. So I'm going again on the 11th. And I have two events, but they're both in the same night. So I'm bringing a friend of mine with me. We're going to split. We're going to divide and conquer. We both have events on the same night, but we'll probably get there Friday and then leave Sunday. So I do want to plan 1 or 2 vlogs while I'm there. So if you have any ideas of things in Mobile, Alabama area or South Alabama, preferably southwestish, Alabama, let me know. I'm always up for suggestions. And I was supposed to go to the Houston. It's a big deal. It's a Houston livestock rodeo show, whatever, this weekend. It goes on for like a week or 2 or something like that. It's the biggest rodeo in the country. And we had tickets to go, but the friend of mine who I was going to go with, their dog got really sick all of a sudden, had to have surgery, swallowed a piece of dog toy, like a stuffed duck. Like a stuffed like chewing toy duck, and chewed the head off of the duck and swallowed it and got caught up in his intestines and all that. And Had surgery yesterday and all that, so we couldn't go to Houston. I was going to blog that though. I was definitely going to blog that experience for you guys. You just win some, you lose some, you know. Newfoundland say you're frozen. Yeah, sounds. I encourage you guys. I've always encouraged it to come visit South Louisiana. We never have much of a winter down here. It does get cold because of the humidity, which I'm sure some of you guys can relate to. The humidity makes it way worse. But at least we're not frozen down here. I can say that. But sometimes with this heat and this humidity during the summertime, ugh. And I work outside. Being an environmental scientist, I work outside a lot. Out in the field, and it's miserable sometimes. So sometimes I wish I was up where you guys are. So it's a give and take. Montana, Mary? Yeah. You say if you're a wealthy woman, you would live there. You did. You lived there in the late 70s. Wow. I bet it was even more open and peaceful out there in the 70s. I think Montana's kind of probably building up a little bit these days, probably, huh? Like any other state, unless it's still part of like the last frontier that's kind of untouched, which we definitely could use in this country. It seems like everything else is just getting saturated, man. Montana, though, yeah, that'd be interesting. I'd love to go to Montana. Might not want to come back. Yeah, Newfoundland. I did the Marine Corps. I was in from 99 till August of 99 until November of 07. So I did about 8.5 years almost. What I do, yeah, my MOS in the Marine Corps. Well, I started off doing air traffic control. That's what I signed up for. I did that for a few years, and then I re-enlisted and I got into aviation logistics, and served most of my career in Arizona, in Marine Corps Air Station Yuma, Arizona, which is in the armpit of Arizona, in the desert, in the corner of California and Mexico. So definitely hot over there. Oven heat, though. No humidity, but it was hot. But I did aviation logistics, yeah. And then I served a year in Okinawa, Japan. I did mostly in Arizona. We supported the Harrier aircraft, the AV-8B Harriers. And then when I was in Japan, we supported a CH-46 and I think maybe also CH-53 squadrons, the helicopter squadrons. So Newfoundland, you said lots of old houses from the 1600s. Is that what you're suggesting I do? Like certain area? Mary said she's also frozen. Yeah, Bailey, for sure. Go to the East Coast and do some colonials? Yeah, absolutely. I think what I found, I don't know why other people don't, not many people really tour them. I don't know if it's if they're not allowed access to them, like to get inside. Because I know some of the plantations that I'd like to do, people live in them. People, if they have a residence, you can't, unless they just, if you get lucky. But that could be a reason why people don't get to tour them much, maybe because they have people living in there, and they just maybe don't want strangers walking in there and walking through their house. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'd like to do them all. I mean, I'm in South Louisiana. You know how many plantation homes are in South Louisiana? There's tons of them, and you got to plan them out and do research and stuff and all that, and when they're open. And I want to do it all, man. I want to do all the celebrity graves. I want to do all the celebrity houses in California, all the other ones. I want to do movie set locations. I want to do movie houses, all that stuff. I mean, you can kind of get a good feel of what my channel is. It's a good mix of pop culture, like the stuff like celebrity graves and stuff like that. Also just cool, beautiful things like the plantations and the churches and the Mardi Gras stuff. I mean, that's kind of, that's the vision I've had for the channel. And I definitely want to be able to do more pop culture stuff. There's not a whole lot of pop culture stuff in South Louisiana, unless you get more into like maybe the Baton Rouge, New Orleans area. There's other places like Natchitoches, Louisiana, which is like smack dab central Louisiana. That's where they filmed the Steel Magnolias movie. I'm definitely going to do that. That's a beautiful place. Y'all should Google that one. Mary said, unless I like the cold. Seriously, don't do Vermont in the winter. I love flip flops. Yeah, you and me both. I don't like the cold. I like the cool weather, but not the freezing. I don't. My body shuts down. I'm not. I was born and raised in South Louisiana. I don't do well with the cold. I also don't like when it's really hot either. Ironically, but I can handle the heat. So maybe Vermont in the fall, maybe late summer, early fall when the leaves start falling. To make a trip like that, I want to make it worth the viewers. Like make it worth it. Make the best time so I can make the most out of the video and the trip. Like I don't want to be snowed in or anything like that. But yeah, what I was saying just now, that's kind of what I want to do. That's my vision for the channel. Those are the types of things I want to do. And of course, if anybody has any suggestions or, topics or types of videos or anything like that, I'm open to anything. I never wanted my channel, and I still don't. I never want my channel to just be, and some people do well with these types of channels, but I never want it to be a channel where it's just like, hey, look at me, what I'm doing today. I'm just hanging out the house and whatever. I'm driving to the store. Like people have channels like that, and that's great. But to me, I just like, I want my videos to have some, I'm not putting down those videos, those types of channels at all. I'm just saying I like those. I want my channel to be what my vision is. I want each video to be a topic of something of substance and be like, okay, this is a place we're seeing. This is a topic we're talking about that I think is interesting. And I started doing those story times. I want to start doing some more of those too. And that's kind of coincides with what I was saying a while ago. Like I want to actually figure out, I think maybe my study here in my apartment, I might convert that, not completely, but like more suited for like my studio, so I can have more of a setup and a clean, like better audio, visual. Well, my audio should be pretty good. You guys can tell me, but because I'm using my Rode mic, my professional microphone, like better visuals, better lighting, stuff like that. And then maybe have like a green screen effect. I got like a different background depending on my storyline and stuff like that. Instead of like adding the pictures, which I'll still probably do, but like if I could have a cool background that kind of fits the story time the story that I'm telling, stuff like that, things like that. So things like that that'll go into improving the channel. What was I saying? So yeah, to always want my videos to have some substance to it. Even when I did like the Fear and Loathing in Mobile blog where I'm just tooling around, I mean, I don't feel like people really care much about watching me just walking around Mobile, but I mean, I figure like there's things to see and vlog and look at and stuff, and you kind of explore it through my eyes. I kind of like that stuff. So I never want to get stale, I never want to just be like, oh, well, I'm making a vlog just because I feel like I have to make a video to be consistent or something like that. Oh, thanks, Bailey. You said thanks for sharing your passion and chatting. Yeah, this is my first one, so I don't know. You always watch other people do these, and you never know what to expect. It's fun. I love interacting with people, especially people that are like you guys who are, giving your time and you're giving your time and your thoughts, to type to write to me and stuff like that and watch my videos. That means a lot. It blows my mind. I'm so grateful to think that I'm over 1,000 subscribers now. That's like, if you would have asked me that 6 months ago when I started, I'd been like, man, that's going to take forever. Like, I might hit a small niche or a few people here and there that might like my channel, mostly my family and friends who I coerced to go like the channel. But I got people from all over the world watching my videos. It's crazy. Like you can look on like analytics and stuff on once you hit enough, or once YouTube gathers enough data on your channel, it gathers all that data so you can look at the analytics. And there's people from like New Zealand, there's people from the UK, all over. Where else? Well, Canada, obviously now, but US and Canada, obviously, that's my biggest following for sure because I'm based here. But yeah. But yeah, besides that, besides what you were asking earlier about if I have any ones planned, like other states or whatever, I do want to go. Man, I mean, there's so many places. I'm hoping to go back to. So in 2020, I don't know if I've ever even mentioned this in my videos. In 2020, I went to the James Dean Festival. It just worked out. It coincided with the same weekend that my cousin was getting married up in Findlay, Ohio, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hour shot, like a beeline from Fairmount, Indiana, which is where the James Dean Festival is. And it's always held the last weekend of September. And I went to it, and I just happened to go. I wanted to go to my cousin's wedding, and but it was in Ohio, and I'm in Louisiana. It's like 15, 16-hour drive. So I was like, I don't know, that's when, during COVID, and it was just a weird time to fly and all that. So I was like, I don't really want to fly. I didn't really have the budget to fly and all that. So um, it worked out, long story short. And I got to go to Fairmount. I was like, oh, man, this is perfect. Now I have to go. And so I went to Fairmount, Indiana for like 2 days. And then on the third day, I made a beeline over to Findlay, Ohio to go to my cousin's wedding. And the James Dean Festival is awesome. If any of you guys are into that kind of stuff, like, old, that time frame, the old movies and stuff like that. James Dean, I'm a big James Dean fan. I always have been. I just love his work and his movies. And it worked out. I got to meet his family. I got to meet his cousin Marcus, Marky, whatever and Marcus's son. We're friends on Facebook now. We all, we chat. I got to meet some other people there that knew James Dean and all that. Anyway, go on a tangent with that. But I definitely want to go back this year. I wanted to go back the last 2 years, but it's just been tough. Like I said, with just budget and COVID and all that weird stuff. So I definitely want to go back there. I want to do that. I want to do probably like a 2 or 3 part vlog for the James Dean Festival. It's like cold, like huge. There's 2 gigantic car shows that go on for like the whole 3-4 days. Starts like on a Thursday. The festival kind of loosely starts on the Thursday, and then it kicks off like full blast, like Friday evening or after work, Friday through Sunday. But it's always the last weekend of September. And there's always 2 gigantic car shows. I mean, huge car shows, like fairgrounds filling car show. Like it fills up like this fairgrounds area. And then in the next town over, which is like 5 miles down the road, which is called Gas City or something like that, they have another gigantic car show. So if you're into, there's a lot of people, just from meeting people and talking to a lot of the locals and stuff. Most people that go to the James Dean Festival are there for the car show. They're there for that. And there's people like me who are mostly there for the James Dean stuff. You get to see like the James Dean Museum. There's things from his movies, props, clothing, his motorcycle. I mean, it's just awesome, all that stuff. So I want to go I'm either this year or next year, whenever I can afford it. I'm going to go back and definitely make a 2-3 part vlog for that. And also when I drove there from Louisiana, so I did an impromptu stop in Graceland. On the way up, I had my trip planned out to the minute. I was like, all right, leave this time and I'll get there at this time and I'll blah, 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 blah. This is on a Thursday. And so I'm driving up through Memphis and I made the mistake of like, let me see how close Graceland is. Cause I was due to take like a pee break or something like that. I think I might need to fill up with gas or something like that. I was like, let me see how close Graceland is. I'm on the main interstate going north, like whatever, I forgot which one that was, 59, maybe 55. 59, I think 55, whatever one goes up through Memphis. But I made the mistake of doing that because the GPS, like ironically, right when I did the GPS, it said I was like 2 miles away. I was like, oh crap. No, I have to at least go look at it. I had no plans of stopping there and touring it. So I went and looked at it. I drove and the GPS took me right. I was like right by the exit. The timing was perfect. It was like fate. And so I went there and then went to the, I parked right in front of, across the street from Graceland, like the house, and which is like Disneyland now. It's like Elvis Disney World, if you guys have ever been there recently. And so I was like, man, I don't have much time to spare. I got to get on the road. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I can't be parked outside of Graceland and not go take a look. So I was like, let me just go see. Let me go walk in. So I made the mistake of walking through the front doors, not at Graceland, but like across the street, like the tourist part or whatever. the Disneyland part. And the guy's like, oh, it's like $70 to do like the house and the plane, the airplane, the private plane. And I was like, well, look, I'm on a limited time. I think that's why he told me that. So I was like, I'm on a limited, I got to drive a lot. I got a big trip ahead of me. He's like, yeah, you should be able to do that in like an hour and a half, 2 hours if you really push it. And I was like, all right. So, so with that being said, I do plan on going back to Graceland and doing a more, taking my time there and vlogging it. You can't vlog inside the house. You can't video inside of Graceland. You can video a lot of other things outside and around it. So that's one of them. Oh, you like James Dean too, Newfoundland? Yeah. Have a good one, man. And you're very welcome. He said, much appreciated. You're very welcome, Newfoundland. Appreciate it, man. Or ma'am. You didn't say if you're a guy or a girl. I'm sorry. And thanks for coming, Newfoundland. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, James Dean, one of the greatest actors of all time. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. It's like what would have been type of thing, That's the sad part. He was so great in such a short amount of time and just immense talent that he, people didn't act like that before him. People didn't. It was basically like him and Brando and Montgomery Clift. Those three guys are not even Monty Clift, really. More with Brando and James Dean. The whole method acting and bringing a different style of realism, I guess, to movies. And nobody acted like that. So like anything new and abrupt in any culture, any aspect, people fear it and they don't like it. They don't like change. And so they weren't greeted with a lot of praise like that. People, of course, there were people that did, but a lot of people didn't. And so you watch his movies now, it's almost like they're very ahead of their time. I watched because James Dean's birthday is February 8th, so I watched Rebel Without a Cause just to celebrate it. And you look at it, it's like, man, like nobody. It's almost like it's way ahead of its time, that type of acting and that type of approach. And Nicholas Ray, the director of Rebel Without a Cause, like he knew that, and that's why he wanted James Dean so much for it, because he saw the vision of the new wave, the future coming through, and all that stuff. It's interesting. I wish people more these days. Everybody knows James Dean, like the name and all that, but people don't really. It's almost like as the years go on, like the Marlon Brando movies and James Dean, you see fewer and fewer people that appreciate that follow that. Yeah, and Dave, he probably would have got several Oscars. I mean, he got nominated for supporting, I think it was supporting actor for Giant. And I think he might have won that one. Now I'm getting confused. I think I would know this. I think he won Best Supporting Actor or something like that for Giant. I mean, he was dead by that point, but he was 24 when he died. So if he would have continued, he definitely would have won some. In fact, the next movie he was supposed to be in, that he was slated to be in, was Somebody Up There Likes Me. It was a boxer. He's going to play a boxer. That was his next role. It ended up going to Paul Newman. And maybe a good chance with that, just after his first three movies, after going into that boxing role, that could have been something big for him. I think it would have been a movie where the spotlight was on him more than anything. Kind of like Rebel Without a Cause, but maybe more serious role with the boxing movie. It's interesting to think what he would have maybe done with that. And ironically, James Dean would have co-starred with Pier Angeli, who was like his love interest in the last few years of his life. They almost got married and stuff, but her mother talked her out of it because Jimmy wasn't Catholic. And so she listened to her mother and married Vic Damone, and then but always said that she was always in love with Jimmy. Years later, and she ended up committing suicide. Years later, I think in the 70s, 60s or 70s. But he would have actually co-starred with her in that boxing movie. Dang, we're at 55 minutes already. Goes by fast. Might go for about an hour and 15. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to bore you guys too much. Any questions you guys have? Any suggestions? Any certain blogs you like the most or the least? Or I take criticism pretty well. Oh, by the way, if you guys like this type of channel, which apparently you do, the guy who basically inspired me to do this channel, his channel is called Days with Jordan the Lion, like DAZE with Jordan the Lion. You'll love his channel. If you like mine, you'll love his. And he's been doing this for about 6-7 years now. I think he started in 2016, so about almost 7 years now. And he started out of LA, and he's lucky with that. I say I'm lucky. I'm lucky being in South Louisiana too because of the culture, but he's also lucky because he started in Hollywood. He started a channel just like mine in Hollywood. He's able to do a whole lot of like celebrity everything. It's right outside his back door. So he could do celebrity houses, like famous people where they lived, where they worked, studios and stuff. So, I mean, obviously LA is the place to be if you want all that stuff. So I've been watching his videos for about 4 or 5 years now almost. And I love it. He's the guy who inspired me to do this channel. If it wouldn't be for that channel, I might not have ever gotten the idea to do this. And then also Adam the Woo, like Adam the WOO, the Woo, Adam the Woo. If you guys want to follow his channel, he's been doing this for about like 11 years now. He's like the main guy. He's like the godfather of like this type of genre, like this type of niche, like blogging and stuff and doing houses and famous places and stuff like that. Now I think he started in LA. Now he's in Florida. He does some really cool stuff too. Jacob the Carpetbagger, that's another one. He's really fun to watch. Trying to think if there's any other ones. There's a good handful of us. I say us, but them that really inspired me and helped me get an idea for what I wanted to do. So thought I'd share that, thank them by directing you guys over there to support them if you like. Yeah, I think I'll probably go for a couple more minutes here. Cut it off at an hour. I really enjoy this. I want to do these more often. They won't always be just open-ended. Like usually, in the future, I'll probably have a purpose or something to show you guys or talk about or anything like more of a something to share with you guys, stuff like that. Milestones, big deals. I mean, like this one, really. You can't really go live. Well, you can do it on your phone before you hit 1,000 subscribers, but it's you can't do it like this, like on the laptop, like the way I'm doing it now. You have to be monetized. You have to be a YouTube partner with 1,000 subscribers and all that stuff. So, of course, I always told myself as soon as I hit that point, I would do my first live video soon after. So this is like my experimental, inaugural, winging it. Live stream, so with my grainy webcam quality. Oh, cool. So you do watch Jordan and Adam, David? That's awesome. Lamont at Large and Sidestep Adventures in History. I never heard of either one of those. Thanks for telling me about that. I'm going to check those out. My dad, a couple that my dad told me about that he really likes is Hollywood Graveyard, which is a lot of cool like historical stuff. And my dad's a history nut. And that's kind of where I get it from. I'm not nearly as much of a history nut as he is, but he's really into that stuff. So Hollywood Graveyard, and did he tell me about a second one? That might have been the one he told me about. Maybe the only one he told me about. So maybe check that one out too. Yeah, Lamont at Large and Sidestep Adventures in History. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm going to check those out for sure. Yeah, Jordan's awesome. I just feel, Jordan, watching Jordan, that's kind of the reason I feel like I connect so much with him and relate to his channel because I feel like he and I are like the same. We're the same type of people. He's just, he goes with what he wants to do. He goes from the heart and he just, take him as he is. And if you like it, you like it. And I feel connected to him just from, I feel like I'm hanging out with him when I do vlogs or when I watch his vlogs. And that's where I got that idea. And that's what really inspired me. I was like, man, that's what I want. I want people to feel like they're just hanging out with me, and experiencing it together. I never want it to be overproduced or over perfected and all that. I'm not worried about being like super studioed out and all that. So Jordan's like that. And I've had people actually tell me that. They're like, man, I feel like I'm just hanging out with you. I do the videos. I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going for. And so, yeah, Jordan's great. I'd love to meet him. I'd love to meet him. I would love to maybe even do a collaboration video where we can go and vlog something together, spend the day together, just to meet him, just to hang out with him and appreciate his work and his process. Yeah. Hollywood Graveyard shows the graves. Yeah. And that's what I love about it too. I mean, that's why, and people, that channel, he probably gets to, he gets to travel and all that stuff and be around that stuff. That's my goal. Like I want to do those things. I want to do celebrity graves. I want to do celebrity homes, like all the old actors, like back in the 20s and before that, like, all that stuff. Basically if you watch Jordan's channel and then Hollywood Graveyard, that's, I want to do all that stuff in my own style, make it mine, of course. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I really like that have to do with this niche, like our niche. There's like probably one or two that I'm blanking on right now that I can't think about. And all those guys have been doing it for years now. I've only been doing this for 6 months, so I hope and pray and work hard. It's like basically like a three, the triangle of the formula that I go by. That I feel like if I stick with that my channel will be successful and people like it. And that's one of them is being consistent, which I'm definitely good at so far. I've been definitely consistent. I post usually twice a week. I say maybe only a handful of weeks, depending on if it was busy season for like my photo booth or something, where I couldn't post twice a week. But usually on average, I mean, in 6 months, I'm at 52 videos in 6 months. So on average, twice a week. So I'm definitely consistent. I feel like I'm constantly improving the video quality. I'm still using my phone. I'm sure there are a lot of videos, even some videos that I'll make and post and edit and all that. And I'm like, man, that came out really clear and good. And that's just using my phone. I have a Galaxy S10. I'm probably due for another one soon. I think I might upgrade soon because this phone's like almost 4 years old. So it's time for me to probably get a new one soon. But ultimately, I'm trying to get a camera, once I can afford it. I have my eyes on a Canon M50. It's a really good one. It's good with low lighting. It's good for autofocus and stuff like that. So I'm probably most likely, and for the price, it's a decent price. It's like a $600-700 camera on average, depending on where I get it, if I get it used or whatever. But so once I get that, the overall quality will improve greatly visually for sure. I already got my Rode mic, my professional Rode mic, to mount onto the camera once I get it. I can't use it yet because I'm using my phone. But so the video quality, I'm constantly trying to improve the quality overall, the editing quality. As I get better and better at editing, I'll probably get better and better. Upgrade my editing software, and then stuff like that. And so consistency, the video quality, and of course, just the third formula is basically just staying true to what the channel's about. Things that people want to see. Have I ever heard of Lord Spoda? Yeah, I have heard of that. I do know what you're talking about. That I'm familiar with it. I haven't watched much of it. Yeah, you said he travels around the country visiting small town or small out of the way towns and cities. That yeah, he did. Okay, that might be the guy. I think I know what you're talking about. He kind of walked down Jefferson, kind of like I did a few videos ago. I think he went to a couple restaurants, right? It's like he and his wife do it or something like that. Yeah, I think I did watch that. He did a good job. He has good video quality, if that's the one I'm thinking about. His audio and video visuals are really clear, and that's kind of I think I took a note of that, mental note of that when I watched his video on Lafayette. I definitely want the overall quality to be good. I hate like wind noise. I'll show you guys my mic that I'm using right now. This is the Rode video. I have the dead cat on it. This is the Rode Video Mic Go. It'll cost you between 60 to 90 bucks. Definitely an investment. Of course, it doesn't look like that when I don't have the dead cat on it. It's just the foam. It's got the typical classic black foam wind guard around it. And I put this dead cat on top of that for the wind noise. That's how seriously I take the wind noise on my my videos. It just takes so much quality away when it starts getting windy and you can't hear me talk. I hate that. And when I'm editing it, sometimes there's no way around it. So once I get a good camera, I'll have a camera to mount that on, and then the overall audio, overall video is going to improve greatly. Although my phone does a great job. I mean, there's, like I said, not the toot bone horn. I can't really take credit for it, but some videos come out very, very clear, and they come out really good. And I mess with my friends. I'm like, it's like, what do you think I recorded that on? They're like, I don't know, a camera, something distant camera. I'm like, no, I did that with my phone. And they're like, are you serious? Sometimes the sun shines on the dog's butt. I'm not going to say it the way you're really supposed to say that because it's a family channel here. But yeah, okay, so that is him. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And editing, right now I'm using Hit Film. I used to use One Shot at a editing software. And I found that, and I used it in the beginning for the first couple of videos because it's for beginners. Thankfully, for people like me in the beginning I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. And so I needed something that was very fundamentally easy. And so one day, about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, about 2.5 months ago, I went to go edit a video, and just the software, the One Shot software, was just acting weird. And I uninstalled it and reinstalled it probably 9-10 times, and it just wouldn't act right. It was being weird. And so I, kind of in a small panic, I went and Googled like top 5, whatever, like good video editing software, and of course, actually I'm on a budget. So I kind of was looking for something that was free, but good quality. And I found Hit Film. It was on the list of like whatever video I watched that promoted the top ones or whatever. And it was way more intermediate, way more advanced. And I was like, oh crap, but, luckily it's just like any other editing software or the other one, like once you tool around with it and, get used to it after a couple of days, it's really easy. And I'm so glad I did that. It's almost like it happened for a reason. Like it was fate, because the editing, the overall quality, which I would have never imagined, the overall quality of the video, not the splicing and all that stuff, but just the overall, just the video, like the quality that gets put out, like just the smoothness of it and all that with using Hit Film. And I'm sure there's other software out there that's even better than what I'm using. I'm not saying I'm using the best. I'm using a free version of it. You can upgrade and pay for it and get more features, but the video quality just from doing that alone improved greatly. And but I was saying editing, using that editing software, the volume, I can adjust the volume. I can adjust the raw video volume, and then I use Epidemic Sound. It's like a subscription that's where I get my audio tracks, like my sound tracks and all that. It's like $15 a month, and everybody recommends it. Like if you watch if you ever Google it or look it up on YouTube, they'll say it's the best. It's like hundreds of thousands of Of course, they're not paying me to say this by any means, but I use it and I love it. Worth every cent, because I can put all those soundtracks on there without it being copyrighted. And because YouTube's big on that, you can get shut down for that. And so I use Epidemic Sound to get all my music soundtracks to put on there, and then you could adjust the volume on those. So across, so you have like your one. If I could show it to you guys, it's like one layer, like the video, audio. So like me talking to you, like when I'm blogging, the natural volume, I could raise that. And then I got the soundtrack music, which I'm overlaying into I could adjust that volume. So if it's like a very congested or windy day or something, I could, I could raise or lower the volumes on either one of the layers there, stuff like that. So it makes a big difference. I love it. And as I get better at it, the video, I'm not really one to ever toot my own horn, but the videos, you look at the videos I did, the first few that I did, and you look at them now, that the video, it's overall the quality is just smoother and better. It's because I'm just getting better at it, because I think that's where the consistency comes in. Oh, thanks. You watched the Bayou Test Museum video? Yeah, I just winged that one. I didn't really know. Like a lot of museums, I don't really do much research before I go into them, because it's museums, so they're going to give you all the facts and all that you need. So there's no point in me doing research before I go into a place that's going to tell me about all the information anyway. So, but I like that one though. I like that one a lot. It's an interesting place. So you say you're homesick. Like, where are you from originally? Talking to Walter, by the way, and welcome, Walter, by the way. Welcome. A lot of people tell me that, I watch my videos, and it's people who don't live here anymore, who used to or lived here at one point, and they always say that too, and it makes them homesick. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like if I can do that for people. And there's some people that watch the channel that say, they're too old to travel. They live through my videos, and so, how do you, it doesn't get any better than that, does it? Grew up in New Iberia, moved after you finished 5th grade, and to go back to your dad's hometown. Interesting. Yeah, New Iberia is rough these days, man. I'm sure but it's a tough area, unfortunately. A lot of my family, my dad's side of the family, who's from Louisiana, a lot of his family on his dad's side are natives of the New Iberia, Franklin area, and all that. So where's your dad's hometown, or where are you now, or where did you end up after New Iberia? And I'm glad, yeah, Walter, I'm glad you said that. It's nice to hear you said you're glad to have caught me live. Yeah, it's the first one. So hopefully more of these. It will be more of these for sure. In the future, well, I was saying earlier, probably before you hopped on, I don't know how long you've been watching, but usually they'll have a topic. I won't use it. Sometimes I'll just jump on just to, if I miss you guys or whatever, I just want to talk, I'll jump on and see what y'all are up to. But hopefully I'll have more things to show you guys or talk about, Oklahoma City now. Cool. Doniphan, Missouri. If I said that correctly. Doniphan, Missouri. Interesting. I never heard of that. I do. I have a friend of mine who lives in Oklahoma City. My friend Liz, and she keeps telling me I need to go do some blogging over there. She said there's some pretty interesting things over there. So I'll definitely end up over there one day. It's probably not, I'd say maybe 12 hours, 12, 14 hours, maybe 15 hours, something like that, to Lafayette, from Lafayette, if I'm not mistaken. To me, that's nothing. I used to drive in the Marine Corps. I used to drive from Lafayette, Louisiana to Yuma, Arizona. I did that probably a dozen times. It's like a 20-something hour drive. My mom would get mad because I'd always do it in like 24 hours. She'd be like, how'd you get here so fast? When are you stopping? You get used to it, Oh, awesome. You were in New Orleans for work during Mardi Gras? That's a time to be in New Orleans for work, huh? They're in Mardi Gras. That could be an amazing, beautiful thing, or it could be a nightmare. Yeah, you drive buses for a living. Yeah, you know, it's like once you get into that mode, where it's like it's just you know how to do it, you know how to just zone out, and you know how to just it's almost like it's like a meditation mode, and you just drive forever. And I learned how to do that early on. After the first couple of trips, I think I learned how to do that driving through West Texas. Like anybody who's driven through West Texas knows that's that's if you're gonna learn it, that's where you learn it. You just zone out, and you just tell yourself, I'm not getting anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, it is miserable. Anybody want to test their self discipline in general? To drive through West Texas alone. You'll learn a patience within yourself that you never knew you had, or you'll just drive yourself crazy. A little bit of both. You'll see these signs like, "Oh, come see the thing," and it's like a billboard, and it's like 300 miles away. You see it like at 150 miles away, then 100 miles away, and then you genius marketing. Though. Also, want to do, speaking of James Dean and all that stuff. One of these days, I'm going to go do Marfa, Texas, because I want to go see the house from Giant, or the structure of the few pillars of wood that are standing where the house facade was for the movie Giant. And plus, I want to do the Marfa lights. And then apparently, like, just the town of Marfa hadn't changed a whole lot since like the movie was made there. And apparently, there's like some stores and diners and places there and people there that were around when the movie was made. So it's like a whole experience. So I'm going to do that too one day. Yeah, Walter, you started listening to podcasts. Any ones that you recommend? I've never been into podcasts much. I listen to, it's weird. It sounds weird. I'm not as weird as it sounds, I'm about to say, but sometimes I'll be driving. I just don't listen to music at all. Sometimes I do. Usually when I drive, I like to listen to peaceful stuff, things that I can just relax with. If there's a good topic, got a bug in my apartment all of a sudden. If there's a topic or a podcast that somebody recommends, there are some good ones out there that I've listened to here and there. Not really into true crime stuff, though. I know a lot of people are, and I appreciate those. Some of them are pretty good, but I just never really got into it to where I would follow it. Got a couple of buddies at work that are really into the true crime. What kind of buses do you drive, Walter? Is it like school buses or like Greyhound type of stuff? Like, what kind of passengers are you hauling? Private company? Oh, you work for? Oh, cool, like a marching band. That's interesting. So you're like that company's bus driver. That's interesting. That's really cool. I guess that's the way to go, huh? Probably better quality of life. I've taken Greyhounds many times, especially in the Marine Corps. Pretty much only in the Marine Corps. Uh, and man, those can be that can be an experience. A charter company, that's cool. Yeah, I think it's always better when you can be something for a private company. Like if you're a pilot and you're just that company's pilot, it's got to be such a cool quality of life, cool experience. You don't have to deal with like general public in the masses and all that stuff. If I saw the Langston University marching band in any of the parades while you were there, that's who I had. Langston University. I only went to one parade, and it's the one that I show on. I posted as a Mardi Gras vlog. Not because I don't. I mean, I love Mardi Gras. Just just the way my schedule was with work and the things I was, my schedule of things I had to do around Mardi Gras. I didn't get a chance to go, outside of Lafayette and do a bunch of vlogs and stuff, Mardi Gras stuff. I planned on doing like the day in the life Mardi Gras vlog, like the part one, which is kind of like just showing you guys like the festival and then the parade route and the barricades and all the stuff like that, kind of like the behind the scenes stuff. And then I had basically time. I was out of town the day before, so Monday night I was out of town. I was really tired when I got back Tuesday, and I was like, well, I'll go ahead and do the morning parade, which I think was a King's parade, maybe, or Queen's parade, something like that. And that's the one that I showed. That's the one I made a vlog out of. I even thought about, because there's another parade right after that. That probably would have come, I think it started like an hour later, hour and a half later. But it takes about an hour and a half from the starting point to get to where I would have been. So I just didn't feel, I was tired. I just wanted to get home and rest. So I didn't feel like to do another parade, it would have been like another 20 something floats. And it's, I feel like, well, I made a 25 minute vlog from the first parade. I feel like people really wouldn't care to see another 20-30 minutes worth of floats, so that's the only parade I went to this year. Usually I do like 2 or 3, It has been fun. On average, I had about five people join the chat. It's been nice. That's about what I expected for the first one. That's 5 more than I expected, but this has been fun. I'm glad I'm doing these. This is interesting. Good to chat with you guys. And if you topped on after I said it, I will be doing in the future. As the channel grows and I get more and more subscribers, I'll start doing meetups when I travel outside, or travel anywhere. I might even have one here locally, and I'll announce it and schedule it and all that stuff. But when I go to some of these other states, here and there, like I said, this is as the channel grows more, I'll be doing meetups. We can meet up and I can meet some of you guys and maybe go do a blog or something together, as a group. Yeah. You didn't get to watch a single parade. To be honest, if it wouldn't have been for the channel, if it wouldn't have been for you guys, I probably wouldn't even have gone to that one parade. To be honest, it's not because I didn't want to do it. I was just tired. It was a busy week, and if, like I said, if it wouldn't have been for the sake of making a vlog, I might not have gone to any parades either. So don't feel bad. You said you spent all your time trying to figure out how to navigate the city in Mardi Gras traffic when you're driving. Yeah. I can imagine if you were in a bus at that, then I can imagine that. I have a hard enough time doing it in my truck. Mardi Gras is it's crazy, man. And like Lafayette, New Orleans, especially, like the bigger cities that do the bigger Mardi Gras, man, it changes the whole city. It changes the dynamic of everything. The traffic is different. You got to know where you can and can't drive, and it's nuts. Hey, Bruja. Is it Bruja? Bruja? I don't want to butcher your name. I'm so sorry if I am. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, Louisiana does have so many movies that are filmed there. And that's the thing, like I said, still Magnolias. I mean, New Orleans alone has, New Orleans alone, I could have a YouTube channel about New Orleans by itself. And I could go years off of that. For sure. I mean, New Orleans has so many movie, French Quarter, all that stuff. New Orleans has so many movies that were filmed there. So I definitely want to, I plan it out to where I include a lot of New Orleans stuff, lots and lots and lots of New Orleans vlogs to come for sure for you guys. Absolutely. Have ever thought about filming sites? Yeah, absolutely. St. Joseph Plantation. Haven't really heard much about that. I'll definitely check it out though. Thanks for the recommendation. St. Joe's. I'm trying to think if I heard about that one, if I'm familiar with that one. But yeah, I'm open to all the suggestions. I want to do all of it. I want to do all the movie locations, all the famous things, even the historical stuff in New Orleans and around the state. You know, that's what I want to give to you guys. I want to do those for sure. Movie locations, just famous historical things, even if it's like, you know, old famous battle site things, or celebrity graves like I've done before. I mean, anything, places, people, things of interest. That's what I want my channel to be about, and to make for you guys. That's why I'm always saying in the videos, like, if you have any suggestions or ideas, like, let me know. Because sometimes it's like writer's block. I'll be sitting there sometimes on the weekends or during the week, and I'm like, man, I can't. My mind's just a mental block. I can't think of where I want to go next. Like, where can I go? What can I afford? Where can I afford to go to? Like, what's too far? What's too expensive? Or what's doable? Or what's feasible? So a lot of times, if I go visit somebody or go out of town for a specific reason, I'll look into that area where I'm going to be and see what's going to be out there, and I try to, combine my already planned trip with trying to do a vlog of an interesting place out there, which is why I do a lot in Baton Rouge, because for one, Baton Rouge is only 45 minutes away from me, and I have family in Baton Rouge and friends there and stuff, and I'll go there for multiple things, and I try to plan and do vlogs while I'm there. Blanca is fine. Well, I don't like messing people's names up. It looks like a cool name. Bruga or Ja. Bruja. I just thought it was Bruja or Bruja, but I don't want to continue to to butcher your name. Blanca. 12 Years a Slave was filmed there at St. Joseph. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with the movie. That's interesting. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that very much. I'll definitely put that on the list. Anything I can tie to a movie like that or whatever, it's always fun. Makes it way more interesting. The only movie thing I've done so far was here in Lafayette, where they filmed a lot of, the house they used for the movie The Apostle, with Robert Duvall and Farrah Fawcett and Billy Bob Thornton and all that. That was part of my Sterling Grove neighborhood district, which I think is beautiful. I love that stuff. Oh, you just looked up St. Joseph Plantation, Walter? Yeah. Interesting. I'm definitely going to look into that. Later on, I'll sit down and Google it and see. It might be like probably multiple vlogs I can make from there if it's multiple movies. St. Joseph. I feel like I've heard of it. I mean, there's so many plantations in South Louisiana. So many. I mean, there's just tons of them. Some are accessible, some aren't. Some people live in them, so sometimes you can't go into them. There's a couple of them that are in Point Capee Parish, like New Roads area, which is like northish of Baton Rouge, and there's a couple there, plantations or old houses that people live in. The family lives in them still, so you can't really go walk through them unless you like lucked out and got to meet those people and they were gracious enough to let you walk in. But like general public wise, you can't. Vacherie, okay. Yeah, now I'm getting a better idea of the area for sure. Blanca, where are you from? If you didn't tell me already. You don't have to tell us if you don't want to. They're witness protection or something like that. Oh, by the way, I don't have it. It's on timeout right now. I have my, if you watch my other videos I make from my living room, I always have my, I had a fireplace going last time because it was wintertime. Well, it's still wintertime, but it feels like it's summertime. And today I have an aquarium going. Try to fool people into thinking I have an aquarium. That's what's in the background. Yeah, wow. I have like 6 or 7 people join today. It's exciting. Thank y'all for coming. I really appreciate it. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. It's an hour, almost an hour and a half already. I'm enjoying talking to you guys though, so And then I'll post this. This will be on my channel afterwards, so you guys will be able to, if you feel like it, you can go back and watch me interact with you guys. Hey, by the way, what's my? Like I said, I'm using my Rode microphone today. What's supposed to be, like what is a really good one. What do you guys? What would you rate the audio? Does it sound pretty crisp and clear? Does it sound like I'm in an echo chamber or something like that? Feel free to criticize my audio here if you have any issues with it. I guess I'll just later on I'll go back and watch it and see what it sounds like. But oh, thanks, Blanca. Thanks for that. Yeah, see, this is an example. Like you said, St. Joseph's, still owned by the same family since the 1800s. That's what some of the ones that I've run into, like the ones in Point Coupee Parish, is still the same family, like fifth, sixth generation or whatever it is. They still live in the house, so you can't really access them sometimes. But you said that the family members will come and tell stories about visiting when they were kids. That's cool. Yeah, that's the stuff I live for right there. Even if I couldn't get inside, if I could just interview people like that, maybe outside, like on a property or something, and just talk to them and get cool information. I think that'd make a good blog. Oh, thanks, Walter. Said the audio is great. That's awesome. That's good to know. You better be great outside. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a microphone. It's like a hot dog shaped microphone, and it has the typical the black foam microphone covering over it. So it has that, and then on top of that, I put the dead cat on top of that. I'm not messing around when it comes to that audio, that wind noise. Yeah, the echoes because my room, my living room is like this. If you look to my left over here, I have my whole wall is bookshelves. It's like a 3-section bookshelf system with like 7 shelves on each one, and it's not chock full, but I got like books and things. They're spread evenly, but that and then the couch behind me, and then have a fake tree to my right here. That's really the only soundproofing I have in here. And I have hard floors. That's why I was saying when I want to make I'll probably use my study as my studio. I'll makeshift something together in there, soundproof it a little bit more, and kind of get it to where, better lighting and all that. So when I do these on a regular basis, I'll have a system set up to where I don't have to worry about, I'll have to worry about echoing and stuff like that or lighting. But thanks for that. It's good to know that it sounds great. This microphone's supposed to be like just top-notch stuff, and I haven't really got to use it too much, so I'm just going off of the reviews and all that. I got mine for like 60-something bucks, but it's like a 90. You can get it. I think these came out like a year or so ago. They're around $100, 90 to $100, brand new. I got mine for like 60 or 70 or something like that. Oh, you're from all over, Blanca? Yeah. Air Force family. Yeah. Oh, cool. You live in Georgia now. And I know that's probably beautiful. Are you in South Georgia, or like North or Central, or? And your best friend lives in Ponchatoula? Yeah, I don't go to Ponchatoula area too much, but that part of Louisiana, it's like unless you're going through it or to see somebody, it's kind of like it's tucked. Well, you're looking at me. So if you're looking at Louisiana, like Ponchatoula is like right here. So it's, unless you have to like go there for a reason. It's hard. It's almost like it's one of those things, those areas where you don't just drive through it naturally. And you can, but usually it's like, for me, it's like from Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, like the South. And I'll go that way to like Bama and Mississippi and stuff. So yeah, Ponchatoula is nice though. I got family in that area. I think they still live in that area. They did for a while. My cousin Ross. There's some places in Georgia I want to do. There's plenty of stuff in Georgia I want to do. Absolutely. Savannah. And there's some places in Atlanta for sure. Athens. What else? I can't think of any of it. Place in Georgia that I was talking about doing not long ago. I met somebody from there. Central Georgia. Warner Robins, Air Force Town, lots of history. That's interesting. Might have to go there and do a vlog. I'm all about history, military history too. The thing about military history is it's tough to vlog and research or do presentations on, because usually any kind of military history is deep. There's all this backing data and information and who's who and all that, and it gets real dense. I'm sure you guys will watch military documentaries sometimes. It's like, man, like Ken Burns, it's like, as amazing as this stuff is, it's like sometimes the info is just so deep, and it gets to where it's like, oh, it's more like, it's data dumping all this information, who's who and which battle was which and all that. So if I ever do military history, it'll be like I like to keep it not so deep, kind of like, surface level, like this is what happened, and maybe, cool visuals and interesting information. Keep it, to where you guys will want to watch it and be interested in watching it for 30, 45 minutes. Andersonville. So it's about an hour away from Central Georgia. Interesting. Thank you guys for all these recommendations. I really do take them seriously. Like I take note of them all. I'm going to look all that stuff up. Especially if I'm going to be in an area, like in a certain area, like a region, and I can get like, recommended things that people said or things that I want to see, and I can kind of combine them all into like a multi-day trip. Yeah, I know what it's like, Blanca, with the military stuff. Like I said, I was in the Marine Corps and traveled quite a bit all over the world. Like, you're usually never in one spot more than 1 or 2 years. If you get lucky, you can be in one spot for like 3 years. That's rare. I know people have families. Like, families tend to be able to work something out. Or I say the military members that have families, bigger families, kids and all that stuff, sometimes they can work things out with their command and be able to stay in one place, kind of like a homestead. They call it creating a homestead, where you get to stay in that one place for a while. Yeah, David, you said Savannah's one of the most beautiful cities in the U.S. Also the most romantic. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Savannah is on the top of my list for sure. Top 5 easily. There's a lot of things. I just want to see Savannah. Like, I want to vlog it. I want to see some of the like the plantations there, all that stuff, the old homes. I love that stuff. I love the beauty, and Savannah's super high on my list. Yeah, I bet it is great. Absolutely. Walter, you said Savannah's great. Yeah, that's just the beauty of it. And I don't even know all the ins and outs of the city. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs of places I need to go see. I'll just do my research on that. But just the visceral beauty of Savannah is something I've been attracted to, and I want to go see for sure. I might be able to spend do many videos there if I wanted to, I'm sure. Oh, Blanca, you said your husband's out now, so I guess he got out of the Air Force. Oh, awesome. She said Savannah's your go-to place, and you can help. Definitely. That's awesome. Thanks for that. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's the big bonus of doing these live streams, I guess, is I can interact with you guys more. Because on the videos, I mentioned on the videos, and you're watching it after the fact, so there's not really much of a way for you to, unless you comment on the videos. But I guess it's not as easy to conversate about places I should go and all that. So these help out a lot. So Savannah's on the list now. I guess we're gonna really look in Savannah, and like Mary was saying about Vermont. Is Mary who's in Vermont? I want to go see Vermont, see the covered bridges. Montana, for sure. What'd your husband do? If you can disclose that information, Blanca, like, was he, what did he do in the Air Force? I'm interested because I was in the Air Wing in the Marine Corps, so I also worked in aviation. I think I'll go till the hour 45 mark. About 5 more minutes. It's been a pleasure, though, guys. Thanks for everybody who's signed on and chatted with me. So it makes it all worth it. The vision for my channel, Walter, it came from watching Jordan the Lion, Days with Jordan the Lion, his YouTube page. I don't know if you were on when I was talking about him earlier. But yeah, I started watching his videos, I think in late 17 or 18. And I think he said he started in 2016. So I started watching his videos when he was pretty young into it. You know, he was pretty early on in his channel. And he does what I do, except he was based out of LA in Hollywood. And he did a lot of like the celebrity stuff, Hollywood stuff, which is a plethora of it out there. So I just love that old Hollywood stuff. And I got hooked on his channel early on. But just like me, his channel's not just one thing. It's not just like pigeonholed into just celebrity houses and graves and movie locations. Like he also does stuff like, all kinds of different things, like cool roadside attractions and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that I love. You know, I plan on doing that for my channel too. So seeing that, and the thing is, like after, I think early on watching his videos, watching his channel, I always said like, man, that'd be like so awesome. Just the places he'll go in his car. He'll get a rental car, and he'll just go out of town. You know, he'll go a couple states away, and he'll just go stay at these like really offbeat, cool like motels on the side of the road in like the middle of New Mexico, or Arizona, or something like that. You know, or the desert in California, and he'll just vlog it. And I was like, man, that's just so peaceful. Like I could see myself just hanging out with him and doing the same thing, or seeing myself do that. And so not long after watching his videos, I started thinking like, man, that'd be really like awesome to do, but it never really hit me that I would do it myself kind of thing. It was almost one of those things like, oh, that'd be so nice to do. And then about a year and a half, 2 years ago, you know, looking back now, like a year and a half from now, or like 2 years ago, you know what I'm trying to say. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started thinking like, man, like I might actually try to do it. And then it got to be like, okay, like I'm definitely wanting to do it. And then I got to the point where I'd talk about it or mention it to a couple buddies of mine, and they'd be like, oh, that'd be cool. And so then it got to the point about a year ago where I was like, I'm going to do it. And it has to get, you know, I just got to be the right time. And so like any person who starts a business or starts something new, you realize it's never really an ideal time to start it, because you just got to jump into it. And so, yeah, it was around August, because August 15th was my first vlog, when I did my first vlog. And so about 2-3 weeks before that, I said, all right, this is it. I'm going to start doing it. This is the time. I just wanted to do it, and I just jumped right in. And so that's where I got it. I credit Jordan the Lion's channel, Jordan the Lion. If you want to watch his channel, it's called Days, like Daze, with Jordan the Lion. I think you'll love it. If you like my stuff, you'll love his stuff. He's been doing it for about 7 years now. So he's more well-versed in it than I am. And he, like I say, he's based out of Hollywood. Now he lives close to, I think he lives in the Georgia, Tennessee area now. He doesn't say where he lives now, just for safety purposes, but he was out of Hollywood for years. And about a year and a half ago, he moved from Hollywood to, I think it's like the Georgia, Tennessee area. I want to say, I don't think he's in Florida, but that's here or there. But yeah, that's where I got my vision from. That's where the vision came from. And then I wanted to make my own, do the same thing, but with my own spin, with my own personality and make it my own. I never want to copy anybody else. I've said that in a video before. Like I never want to copy. Like I don't want to go out and make videos the same way Jordan does, or the exact same thing. They're all going to be similar. I mean, all vlogging is going to be pretty much the same. You know, people behind a camera and doing this or that. There's only so many ways you can vlog. You know, so but I always wanted to do it with my own spin on it, my own flavor. You know, get people. Like I don't ever want to be somebody else. You know. You found it already, Walter? Awesome. Yeah. Subscribe. He's a lovable guy. He's just I found, like I said, I got hooked on his channel early on. It's just the way he's just himself. He's just like me. Like I could see he and I like just hanging out and being the same person. He's the way he is. He's himself. You could tell like he doesn't care what people think about him. You know, he does his channel because he wants to. and it just happened to be successful. And that's the way I want to do mine, you know. And I'll shout his name from the rooftops as long as I do this. Like he's awesome. Coffee's getting cold. Oh, phone's talking to me here. So I was checking my phone. Beeping at me over here. And by the way, guys, thanks. This chat's only open to I believe it's only open to my subscribers, I think. So I'm assuming you guys are already my subscribers, and if you're not, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. But if you are, I just want to thank you guys in person. I say in person, but you know, directly here, since I'm chatting with you guys. I want to thank you so much for watching the videos. You know, being nice people and saying nice things, and just thanks for your time and putting the effort out towards subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. I would have never thought, I'll say this 100 times, I would have never thought I would have gotten to 1,000 subscribers in less than 6 months. I would have never thought that. In fact, I was talking about it when I first started, and I was thinking, because to get monetized on YouTube, to become a YouTube partner, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time, which means people have to watch 4,000 hours of your material, which when you're just starting out and you have like 20, 30, 40 hours of watch time and you have like 30 or 40 subscribers, those numbers seem almost impossible to reach, you know. And, you know, like I said, I don't do it for that reason. I do it just to do it as a hobby. But I would have thought, man, that'll probably take me 1.5 years to do that. Oh, thank you, Blanca. You said you appreciate us, me taking you guys to the sites in one of your favorite states. You're very welcome, and you have a great day too. I'll be signing off here in a minute. I keep pushing it back, but I really am going to be signing off here in a few minutes. But you're very welcome, and thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the info. It was great meeting you, and maybe we could all, you know, one of my meetups I'm going to hold one of these days. Maybe I can meet you guys in person for sure. But definitely, thanks for watching. Please keep watching if you feel if you like the channel, if you like me, if you like what I put out. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you guys enough. It's really just been a godsend. You guys have been amazing. It's just the support and the everything about it. Now I'm a monetized YouTube channel. What I'm just saying, it blows my mind every day. It's because of people like you who are giving time to watch the videos and subscribe and all that. And it's not even what it's about. I don't do this for money. I don't do this for subscriptions or any of that stuff. But I mean, it's just a big bonus. I'm going to do this whether I get paid from it or not. But if I'm going to, as a side bonus, if I'm going to start getting paid to do something that I'm already enjoying doing, then who wouldn't want to do that, you know? Oh, that's awesome, Dave. Thank you so much. The Spirit goes ahead and prepares the way. Absolutely. Remember, God knows your heart. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Absolutely. And that's why I say I joke around about things being fate, but you know, things like that, you almost can't really say it's fate. I mean, you can, but it's, I believe that the things that are meant to happen are the things that are, that God encourages to happen. They find a way, and that the Spirit, I think the Spirit definitely leads the way. And you take care too, David. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming on and chatting and stuff. You're one of the first ones. First two. One of the first two. Might have been the first one. Either you or Mary. Well, guys, I think I'm at 149 right now. I'll just start saying goodbye here. And man, I could do this for hours. But stay tuned. We'll do this again soon. Maybe once every week or two, maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks. I'll jump on here. Maybe I'll have cooler things. Oh, by the way, if y'all haven't signed off yet, but I am in the process of getting like merchandise and stuff. Nothing over the top. I'm not trying to be all commercialized and stuff like that, but just something like maybe some cool T-shirts, koozies, stuff like that. Very simple things for you, any guys who might be interested. Like I said, I'm not doing all that to make all this money, nothing like that. It's just something I think would be cool to have. And I've seen other YouTubers do it, so I might create like a little website where you guys can order stuff, and I'll promote it at the end of the videos or whatever. But so that is coming. Even if it's like a sticker or something you wanted, that can give me ideas. But that is coming. I've seen other channels do it, and I thought, man, it'd be cool. Like if you're a big fan of a channel, to be able to buy something if you wanted to. So that is on the way too. But thank you guys so much. I had about on average like 5, 6, 7 people on the chat here and there. And I didn't know if I was even going to get one. So it's exciting. It really is exciting. Like makes my heart race almost. It's exciting to think about. But y'all are super nice. Welcome to my world. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to tell your friends about it. We can do this again more often, and have a great weekend. And like I said, I'll be posting this. Y'all can go back and watch it if you like. And y'all take care and best wishes. And see you on the next one. I'll go ahead and hang up now. Bye-bye, guys.